I remember the night I hit rock bottom, not in a dramatic movie-like way. There was no shouting, no breaking things, just silence. I sat on the edge of my bed, phone in one hand, staring blankly at the wall. Everything felt heavy. Not because something terrible had happened that day, but because of how long I had been carrying the weight of feeling stuck, unseen, and unheard. I had dreams, big ones, but they felt distant, unreachable. And in my mind, I was convinced that life had simply decided I wasn't meant for more. That's what a victim mindset looks like. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's a whisper that tells you, you'll never be enough, or people like you don't make it. It convinces you that you're powerless over your past, your pain, your circumstances, and worst of all, it feels like truth. Because when you've been knocked down enough times, blaming the world becomes easier than trying to stand back up. For a long time, I believed that story. I blamed people who hurt me. I blamed the timing. I blamed the opportunities that never came. But deep down, I wasn't just avoiding responsibility, I was avoiding disappointment. As long as I didn't try, I couldn't fail. That was the lie I told myself to survive. But one ordinary morning, I stood in front of the mirror and asked a different question. What if I'm not stuck? What if I've just stopped moving? That moment didn't change my life instantly, but it cracked something open. It shifted the lens. Instead of seeing myself as a victim of the story, I started to wonder, what if I'm the one holding the pen? So, I started small. I didn't overhaul my life overnight. I just began with small decisions. Waking up a bit earlier, journaling what I was grateful for, choosing to speak kinder to myself. I stopped letting fear make my choices. I started saying yes to discomfort and no to things that didn't serve me anymore. And slowly, the mindset shifted. I stopped seeing failure as proof I was unworthy and started seeing it as part of the process. I began realizing that doubt is normal, but surrender is optional. I wasn't powerless, I was just in the middle of becoming someone new. We all feel like victims sometimes. We all carry wounds that make us question our worth. But the truth is, staying in that mindset won't heal you. It won't move you forward. Only you can do that. Not because it's fair, not because it's easy, but because your future deserves a version of you who didn't give up. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to believe that becoming your best self is still possible even from a place of pain, especially from a place of pain. So if you're still here, still fighting, still breathing, then the story isn't over. Maybe today is the day you stop waiting. Maybe today is the day you pick up the pen and start writing the chapter where you go from victim to victor.